Welcome in, y'all. Cobble Cowboy here. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Today we're going to be looking at the weekly content update, and that is the Jade shops. So let's check out what we got this week. So we have the Infernal Mall. 10 out of 10, guys. I recommend you pick this one up. So this is a buoy launcher, a spring loader. The buoys themselves, they do about, well, it says 2.9. I think it's like 3k damage, pretty average. But the kicker here, guys, is they deal burning damage, and when you destroy them, so you can destroy them yourself, the enemy can destroy them, another player can shoot them, and when they do, they're going to explode instantly, dealing 300% of this number, so on average about 9,000 damage, and it's going to instantly set the target ablaze, which is, if you like a sandbook, guys, this is one of the best possible auxiliary weapons for your sandbook, because you're always going to be benefiting from that 50% increased damage, because you'll always have the target ablaze. There's no worry about building it up. There's no worry about anything else. So for that reason, I can recommend you guys this. If you like a barge build, you can run this. You can still benefit from the torrent sales, but you don't have to worry about running burning damage type weapons on any other part of your boat, which is pretty cool. So highly recommend it, guys. I use it in most of my builds, so if you guys like follow along with my build videos, you like trying those out, you're gonna need this if you don't have it, guys. If you're a new player and you don't have this, I recommend you pick it up. I'm gonna be getting a second one just because that's how good they are, but if you guys can't afford it, sadly, it's not something I can make or trade you. You have to get this yourself. So don't bank on somebody giving it to you in the future. Try to grind out the Jade if you possibly can. If you guys need a guide to grinding out Jade, I will post one tomorrow. Let's check out what else we got. Buoy Locker. I don't recommend you guys get this one. It sounds really nice. Adds the max number of buoys by 1. That's cool, I guess, but we don't care about the max health of our buoys unless you guys are using a little grace, and even if you are, that's the healing buoy. 25% to the max health doesn't really do anything. The reload time is okay, I suppose, but there are better major furnishings that you could be running if you wanted to run Little Grace or Infernal Maul, especially if you want reload time. That's why you're running it. These are all old. That's why I'm kind of ignoring all of the rest of this. This has been out for a while. We're just looking at the new content. So next item, Wailing Ward. This is a blueprint for this actually really strong piece of armor. If you guys like PvP or you just want an easier time clearing Lepest because his gases kill you every single time, this is your saving grace right here, guys. Pick you up one of these. And like I said, guys, this is one of the things that I can trade you, so if you guys need it, just sub, leave a comment, message me, tell me what you need, do whatever, and I'm happy to craft this for you guys. So very strong in PvP, very strong against Lepest. Just having this on is going to reduce your damage taken from toxic weaponry and your crew stamina depletion by 50%. If you're unfamiliar with PvP in this game but you're looking to get into it, the toxic weapons are very popular. So you're just getting like 50% mitigation for that. So it's very, very cool. And then you get reduced stamina costs when bracing. Very, very nice. Not to be mistaken with the Wrathful Ward. This is bad. This is a very bad piece of armor. I don't recommend you do it. They both look cool. This one matches the Lepest stuff better. This one's red and looks just like this one. But guys, Wrathful Ward, don't get it. Wailing Ward is the one you want. Lapotent schematics. This is going to increase your damage to weak points by 10%. It's also going to reveal the weak spots on the Fleet of Pestilence. So Lepest himself, you'll be able to hit weak spot damage on him. Very strong if you're going against Lepest. I use this on my barge build because we're maximizing our weak spot damage. In my opinion, that is the highest damage build in the game. So I would put this list, like this furniture, this is like A to S tier. I recommend you pick it up. But like I said, if you just don't have enough Jade, this should be your priority, guys. If you don't have an Infernal Maul, this is a lot of Jade if you're a casual player. Focus on getting your Infernal Maul. don't really worry about these blueprints because, like I said, if you guys just leave me a message, I'm only going to do it for my subscribers. Just let me know, and I'm happy to craft these for you. So, the brig is a blueprint that I can't actually craft for you, sadly, but I don't recommend you get it. Here's why. This whole passive is buoy centric. So every time you hit somebody, you're going to build up a stack of 2% increased damage or effectiveness for your buoy, right? That stacks up to 30%. Now, if you upgrade this boat to 6 of 6, you're going to get another 10% on this passive. The problem with this is it resets if you don't damage somebody every 12 seconds. It's not that big. It's not much of a problem, you know, because once you're in combat, that stays rolling. But the Sandbook is going to passively, accidentally out DPS this if we're talking about like the Infernal Maul.
We are molded by our enemies.
Right? Because the Sandbook gets 50% increased damage to ablaze targets. So every time the Infernal Maul does damage, it's going to set people ablaze. All your subsequent buoys with the Sandbook are going to deal 50% damage, right? You're also going to get 25% increased reload speed, so that's going to be faster than this 10% for auxiliary weapons. And that's for all your weaponry on the Sandbook, not just buoys. So Sandbook leaps and bounds above this thing right here. Now, if you're talking in terms of repair weapons, like the Cutter or the Bark or the Baroque, however you want to say it, are both going to outperform this as well because they get 60% increased efficiency with repair weapons. That's 60% is bigger than 40, right? This is 30. If you max it out, it's going to be 40. There's no reason you guys should ever run this boat. Not that I've found yet, and I have 500 hours in Season 3 so far, so I've tried to make it work. I've got a couple build ideas for it. Like, I'm gonna put them together and make you guys a video on it. But this is not something you should be wasting your jade on unless you have everything else already. So, moving on. Rhapsody of the Deep. I will be buying this blueprint in like 40 jades. So like, I'm gonna do 1 or 2 bosses, and I'll get this one. So if you guys need this one crafted as well, this is something I can do for you. But it's okay in PvP. And it's really good against the Cubic Twins. That is the only 2 purposes for this armor. I say PvP because it's got 35% flooding mitigation. In PvP right now, there is a heavy flooding meta. People like to use 1,000-Year Monsoon. People like to use the frigates. I'm sorry, not frigates. They're called brigantines in this game. They all use torpedoes. Could be good because you get that 50% mitigation with torpedoes. You get to mitigate flooded when you block. Strong, but very niche. So I would say this is like C tier. Again, don't waste your money on it unless it's like the last thing you need to buy, because 1,000 jade, not easy for the casual player. So moving on, guys, let's go check out the black market. Alright guys, here we have the black market. If you don't know where this is, you need to progress your story bar. So we have the twin winch ballistas. I bought one of these just so I could say I have every weapon in the game, because I had one and I deleted it because they're not very good. The sole function of this weapon, people like to use it to clear like forts and plunders. So if you're interested in raiding forts, this is a very functional weapon for you. Personally, I hate that kind of content, so I stay clear of it. But how you would use this, you'd want to put it on the Padawakong or the sloop, because they both get increased damage to structures. You would want to sit at maximum range, which is 1,350 meters, and you're just going to snipe the towers and or walls until they have no defenses left. Because when you're at this max range right here, you're not going to trigger the plunder by attacking, if that makes sense. So very, very, very smart, efficient way to do that. Warhammer guys, you're going to want this. This is an S tier item. I use this in a lot of different ships. I'm putting out a Sandbook guide today. This is one of my recommended if you guys just want a different sandbook build that is not the Infernal Maul with bombards. I have a pretty cool rocket build that's up there, so give that a look if that's something that interests you. In terms of the Padawakong and the sloop, this is one of the meta weapons because explosive on it. This shoots 10 rockets that deal explosive damage. That is 10 chances to proc that 50 or 70% 1.5k proc damage from those two ships. So, you know, there's a lot of good applications for this. But let's go ahead and jump on the next item. Rigging station recovers 1% of hull health per second when hull is less than 20%. This pairs really well with the Black Prince. If you were to use the Hellport, the Black Prince, a cutter, and a rigging station, you would be immortal. The only thing that's going to kill you is like a one-shot mechanic or really high damage all at once. Your healing is going to be insane. So that's something to think about. You could run it on a battle junk, although personally I'd rather run the Iron Capstan on a battle junk because you're just stacking a stupid amount of mitigation that way. But trust me, guys, this is worth picking up, especially if you're a newer player or if you're just like a pro that wants to try something different. Try a bloodied build, try a low health build. Throw this on with like a rocket build with the Warhammer and the organ harvesting station. You're utilizing everything to its fullest. Have a you know different spice of life there. So Buccaneer's Oath is the last item on this list, guys. I can't sing this item enough praise. This is my go-to armor. At a certain point in the game, you'll be so familiar with every mechanic that you don't need anything like the Black Prince or any of those other really strong armors like the Wailing Ward for the Lepest. You won't need that kind of crutch, and you're just going to want to have this extra 25% damage in armor, and this is the go-to when you hit that point. So and it's meta on a lot of things, guys, so I use this on a lot of my builds. If you guys like following those builds, check them out. Check this out. Get you this. This is not a hard currency to come by once you've been playing the game for a little bit. I highly recommend you get all of these this week. They're all pretty good. Maybe avoid that if you don't like plunders. But that's all I got, guys. Like, subscribe, follow. Please check out my other build videos, and GG's.